Okay, I'm going to do a quick podcast, which I've never done. I'm just using a voice recorder on my phone, and I'm going to have to do it in one take because I've only got 10 minutes. So hopefully it'll be fine. Anyway, my name's Teresa Lampo. I'm the reserve manager at St Cyrus National Nature Reserve. We're a site that Nature Scott manages, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about our pollinator trail. So it's just a short trail that leads from the main visitor centre onto the Dune Ridge. So Nature Scott about 2 years ago had this really lovely idea to make really short and accessible trails that people could enjoy. And they were really to do with showing people the variety of pollinators all around them and the stunning variety of plants and how important all these things were interconnected and how important it was to encourage pollinators and to do anything that you could at your home as well to encourage them. St Cyrus was a perfect choice for one of these trails. There's various ones on different nature reserves around the country, but St Cyrus was an obvious choice, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the reserve if you've never been. It's a really incredible site. The climate is more similar to 200 miles south, and this is because it's really sheltered from the wind and prevailing weather, because we've got 70 metre cliffs to the west, and to the east we've got a 12-metre sand dune system raising up. So this shelter creates a really special microclimate, and many of the species found at St Cyrus are either at their northernmost limit or very rare to, very unusual or uncharacteristic to the area. We've also got really rare things as well, things that you don't really find elsewhere, or, are very, very uncommon indeed, which I'll tell you a little bit about a little bit later on. So if you just close your eyes, I'll do it too, because I'm not on site, I'm just actually working from home at the moment, so I'm going to close my eyes and just take you through the information panels, the pollinator trail. So there's different panels. The first one is telling people, about the importance of pollinators, and really how they can help, even just putting a window box or just scattering a few wildflower seeds in your garden. It's just really simple, cheap, and an effective way to help pollinators all around us. These things are crucial to our existence, and I really like the way that people have engaged with this, and how interested, especially during lockdown, people got in the little creatures around them, and everyone started really focusing on the types of creatures that are in their garden, which is just so special, and it's something that we did as well. So you're planting things like Viper's bugloss, tansy, bird's foot trefoil, and foxgloves are one of my favourite ones. These beautiful big tubular flowers. They're completely adapted for Bumble Bees to use and to pollinate it. They've even got spots along the lower lobe of the flower. It's like a directing bees to this lovely landing pad. Absolutely brilliant. The second pollinator information panel is about bumblebees, and what a better way to engage with invertebrates than bumblebees. Everyone knows what a bumblebee looks like. If you ask a primary one child, they're going to be really familiar with what they look like. They're like little colour-coded, fluffy creatures, and they've all got various patterns on them, and they're colour-coded. So this is a really easy one as well to start learning. There's some really, really good ID guides out there to help you with bumblebees. How can they even fly? They're just big, hefty, fluffy things that can actually clumsily fly through the air. The third panel is about solitary bees, and we've got about out of the 20,000 bees, about 70% of them are mining bees. They breed underground, which is really, really incredible. I'll talk to you a little bit more about the solitary bees that we've got in a moment. Now, these panels have just all been on the way to the reserve proper, and once you do get onto the into the reserve, you're absolutely surrounded by a wall of scent and a wall of sound. Everything's just buzzing around, everything's dancing to its own rhythm, all different tones of buzzing as well. It's like, it really is like a silent, flamboyant disco. There's cow parsley, and the flowers of the cow parsley, the umbels, are dripping with different types of pollinators. So it's not just the bees. I've got soldier beetles, different flies. At certain times of year, we've got these big black flies, St Mark's flies, bibinids, and they're just everywhere. It's not a place for anybody with a phobia of buzzing and invertebrate life. It's just incredible, and all these things are going about their business. A great place if you're interested in learning and just seeing this variety. And you carry on across the Gurkha Bridge, and there's a little bit more information about leafcutter bees. So we've got some really special leafcutter bees on the reserve. We've got black-headed leafcutter bees, and we've got willoughbys, leafcutter bees as well. I think one of my favourite ones has to be the willoughbys bees. They're just incredible to look at. If you can look on our Facebook page and just put in like leafcutter, they're so manicured. They've got these manicured moustaches and like Elvis type fringes on their legs, which they gently comb themselves. They also, when they mate, they cover the female's eyes with these hairy fringes on their legs as well. Just quite incredible. Black-headed leafcutter bees, absolutely amazing. They're nesting in the sandy soil around the dunes, and they're one of the UK's rarest leafcutter bees. On the NBN Atlas, it only shows 209 records, with just 17 of these in Scotland. So as well as these leafcutters, we've got Colettes Bees as well, plaster bees. They use their tongue to line the nest cells with a cellophane like substance that it's waterproof and fungus resistant. Absolutely incredible. And really excitingly, we found gold-tailed milleters. There's these beautiful bees, tiny little bees, have got a strong association with bellflowers and harebells, and they use them for the pollen and to roost in. About 8 millimeters, and several can fit inside a harebell. Again, look on Facebook. There's the cutest little picture. They've got orange hairs on the tip of their tail, and also orange kneecaps as well, and they nest in the soil. The NBM Atlas only shows 161 records, and they're really, really rare in Scotland, with only a site in Lothians and then another at St Cyrus as well. Absolutely fantastic. So you go over the Gurkha Bridge, and then the reserve really opens out to you. You can see the cliffs really clearly now. You can hear the sea and the smell of the flowers. If you haven't been to St Cyrus, just the smell of the different flowers during the summer and still at this time of year is just incredible. And there's still plenty of flowers for you to see if you do get to visit. We move on to the hoverflies, and it tells you a little bit about the value of these flies. They mimic wasps to keep themselves safe, and most eat aphids, so they're really valuable at keeping pests down, and also very, very valuable pollinators. So most of the larvae eat aphids. Then we're moving on to ragwort, and this is a plant that so many people really, really dislike, and obviously it's got issues with horses, because it's quite toxic to horses, but it's an incredibly important plant for pollinators. Hundreds of different species use ragwort, and at every time of the year you can see insects and invertebrates using ragwort. So ragwort's a really important plant for us on the site. It's a really, really important and valuable plant for the site. The last information poster that you can see is about wasps, and it's really talking about how valuable wasps are to the ecosystem. And this is something that I was really happy that we included this one, because so many people really don't see that wasps have a reason, but they are so important to keep crop pests down. Their larvae rely on soft-bodied, protein-filled invertebrates. So the wasps go around and forage these, and they're really valuable pollinators as well. So this is our short pollinator trail. I hope I've not gone on too much about it. Hope I've made sense. And just, if you can visit, it really is like a bug's life on the reserve. It's the little things at St Cyrus, I think, that make it so incredibly special. And just being on a site with so many invertebrates all around you and such a diversity of wildflowers, it's incredible. And just anything you can do to help pollinators, a little window box, anything at all with native species, just let your imagination go wild. Okay, thanks for listening. Take care, everyone. Goodbye. Bye-bye.